people ask me about it all the time. Like,
I still contend that the greatest trick of any supposed nutrition thing, whatever, is that people stop drinking. That's the easiest way to lose 10 pounds right there.
I don't know what to tell her. Like, someone want to jump in here and tell her how that's
But
just,
it's true.
That's just a recipe for disaster.
But it's true.
It's
Because people are just like, oh, I can't drink on this thing. I can't. That's why you're
for
losing
my mental
weight.
well-being.
Yeah, mine as well.
I
And
need a glass of
all
wine.
hell will
That's
break
out
loose.
of the
Things
four.
will not be okay. I just
But I
walked in
did-
and got lipstick all over yours, my girl.
I did discover a new cooler that is 100 calories per
I
can.
saw that.
Oh, I
What
am
is that?
all over
I
that.
had some of
It
that
is a
in that
Smirnoff cooler.
Yep.
I don't know if I can say brands, but I'm going to.
Yeah.
Shout out to Smirnoff because I do not drink my calories. I'd rather eat food. I'd rather, if I'm going to splurge, I'm going to do it on a, something sweet. It's the way it goes. I'm a baker. What can I say? But this thing is 100 calories per can, and it's just like, oh, I can get behind that. Because I used to do Skinny Girl coolers,
like
which had
that.
stevia. Loved it, but then they discontinued it. They still have the wine, but not the coolers. So now I'm so glad I found this.
Wow. Okay.
So my Labor Day weekend is planned out around Smirnoff raspberry and peach.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah.
But then there's a new word. There's a wine too called Summer Light.
Okay.
And again, it's like
I haven't heard that.
37% less alcohol, or what? That no, can't be 37% less alcohol
I mean,
because
that's
then you'd be
just
just
not
You mean like
drinking,
less sugar, maybe?
Yeah, sugar or something. Anyways, again, it's a light wine.
But
See, for wine, I don't have any. I'm only going to drink one glass of wine. Well, for me anyway.
Yeah.
But coolers,
Whoa.
they're cold.
Yes, I know.
have
They
one
go
on
down
the
to
holiday.
easy.
Holiday, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bottles of wine, I love them.
Oh.
yeah, she's just shoving a cookie bottles now. We passed the.
Big quantity right there. Yeah.
And then what about you?
No, but for the I saw that light stuff in Calgary. It's actually really good. And actually, when you search keto, about stuff that people, and there's a lot of people who definitely like they like their glass of wine or their
Yes.
their drink at the end of the night.
Right.
But there's a whole host of things. But I know on keto you can only drink vodka and you can only drink
Gin.
like stuff that's kind of
Clear. Yeah.
But wine actually for keto is not the worst. Like,
Okay.
it's only like
Yeah.
5 grams.
See, the
Five
thing is,
5 carbs.
with the alcohol, it's not the alcohol that's bad, it's the mixer, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So
When you mix it.
just drink straight tequila and
Yeah.
you eliminate all those issues.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now we're talking.
Cheers to Mark
Okay,
from
let's-
the Amsterdam Tea Room.
Yes.
Thank
Cheers.
Just Milo water.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
He gave you a rosé.
A rosé. I
Yeah.
don't remember what it was called. It just sounded delicious, and
It
is
looks
delicious.
pretty.
Yes. And then what did you get? Oh, God,
A vino, yeah.
Yeah.
From Australia.
Yes, well, I stuck to the good old Sauvignon Blanc. But it's French, so sips of
Like
summer.
her shirt says, pardon my
I
French.
know. So this is kind of like bittersweet. Like this is the end of summer.
Yeah.
So,
It's getting darker, quicker.
Oh, it's
Cooler.
depressing.
so the best part of
It's when-
summer for you? Or
Oh,
what
you know
happened
what?
This summer that...
I don't even know. I just can't even wrap my mind around how much happened this summer, right? Like I traveled so much. I was
Yeah.
in so many communities. I was in Vancouver. I was in Calgary. And I think I'm going to Peru. So there's this. Oh yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna go or not. I'm just a little bit nervous. I need my friend Krista, if she's watching, to get on board. So I'm not going by myself.
Okay.
I'm a little bit nervous to do this alone. So my friend Krista, she's so good at it. Like she's just like me. She can kind of get on a plane and kind of go.
Yep.
Yeah.
You
so
know.
is this just a girls' trip? or
No,
is
no,
business?
no. It's all work.
Yeah.
It's like a multi-faith gathering in Peru. So it's just
wow.
it's an amazing experience. I'll probably post it while I'm there, so people should watch for it.
Yeah.
But essentially, it's just like this indigenous traditional healing
Very
kind of
cool.
circle. It's going to
Wow.
be amazing. And then the indigenous people of Peru, like if you Google and if you kind of research who they are, I mean, it's just
Oh, their history is
their history
fascinating,
is
yeah.
I mean amazing to
Yeah.
just to have that opportunity or to have been kind of included or invited in it. It's pretty amazing. So yeah, I don't know yet. I haven't. I've said yes, and I hope they're not watching. I'm just trying to find a partner. I'm just trying to find somebody to go with me because I get a little
Wow.
nervous of traveling like that when I don't speak the language.
Yes.
I'm not really. It's kind of not
Yeah.
my place.
So would it be in Lima, or you don't know?
Actually, apparently, they pick us up in Lima, like the organizers, and then they
Yeah.
drive us somewhere. So I don't really know. I think it's like 2 hours away from Lima, but it's in like a very traditional territory.
Yes,
it's
again,
it's
yeah.
very like it's very spiritual. It's very cultural. It's very traditional. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah,
I find a lot of grounding in that stuff.
Yeah.
Like I find myself always being drawn to the lodges. So I think and they're open, and I wish people would just go and just feel it
And
It-
enjoy it,
yeah.
just
experience it.
experience it.
Yeah.
Because it kind of invokes something inside of you that we don't really feel in this whole thing, right? And
Right.
Right.
once you get to those lodges, like when they're drumming, when they're singing, it's just something that's beyond. It just moves you in such a way, and it kind of really grounds you. But
Right.
it's all based in love, right? And I think that's the really important part that people kind of miss. I don't know if it's intentional or not, but they just have this picture of what it is and what it should be and whatever it is. But what it actually is just based in pure love and acceptance. You know what I mean? And
Love that.
that's pretty amazing. I just wish people would experience it. I love it. I mean, I walked in and I said to you, it's like the best summer of my life. Like I'm so happy. Things are so good. But
Wow, you're like the one
Amazing.
person, and well, no, and it's great to hear that because there's so much negativity. And well, you girl,
Yeah.
lots of changes. Miss Miami.
Oh, my
I know, Miami,
goodness.
you just got here, and now
I
you're
know.
gonna go.
You're leaving again.
I just booked a client in Miami, so I gotta go.
Yeah.
I gotta go again, but I mean, for me, this summer has been, definitely travel has been the theme. Like, I've never traveled like this in my life. And so definitely, especially when you have your own business, you sit down and you think about everything you want and what that looks like. And this summer was the first summer of like, it's coming to fruition.
yeah.
And even though there's a lot of like hiccups along the way, you realize like I'm built for this and I'm ready for it and whatever comes my way, but I'm thoroughly going to enjoy this beach and the water and the sun, and I can't wait to get back to that. So
I feel like I'm gonna meet you in Miami. I feel like before the summer is up, I'm meeting you in Miami.
Please
When
let
you
me
leave,
know
you
when.
text me
You
and I
have
will
3
make-
days or a week or
you
something.
are
like
Whatever,
that.
I'll
very
make it there.
welcome to come stay with us down there.
I just carry my
fine.
laptop.
Yeah.
I'm the kind of kid who just walks around with my laptop and I can just send letters from anywhere.
I mean, that's my life at this point, because wherever my laptop and my phone are, I can
Yeah,
be
that's
and I can
exactly
do
it.
my job.
amazing.
And I just feel incredibly blessed, right? I think that a lot of times we get into jobs or careers or become entrepreneurs because we want that time freedom. You work a lot when you work for
Oh
yourself.
my gosh.
Yes.
More so than your 9 to 5.
I think it's the
Yeah.
biggest lie that people tell themselves is that
Well,
I'm
for
going to
you,
work
Susie,
for myself.
I know.
I
Oh,
work
I
know.
60 hours a
Yeah.
week for myself,
Yeah.
if not more, so I don't have to work 40 hours for somebody else.
Right.
I know.
Yeah.
But
Right.
then
It's crazy.
Yeah, but then you
Yeah.
add on the 60 for your work, and then it's another 60 for your family.
Right.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
It's
I
crazy.
mean, there's
Yeah.
just not enough
I know.
hours in a day.
No.
Yeah.
But I think that we all kind of have our own businesses, but that's such a big lie, like it is having your own business, regardless of if it's a branding
yeah.
or social media-esque or law, whatever.
Yeah, oh,
it
yeah.
is some of the hardest stuff that you
No.
you can
But
do,
I think
right?
it's so
I mean,
rewarding because you have to dig in truly into who you are and see what you're made out of
Oh, yeah.
every single day. And it's like there is no boss to go complain to.
No.
There is nobody else
You're
to
it.
pass this
Yeah.
So how
off
do you-
There's
on.
no comment
Okay,
box.
so-
No, there's no comment box. But to be fair, it's the most fulfilling though.
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah.
at the end of the day,
Yes.
I know that everything, and we all probably feel the exact same way. At the end of the day, you feel like, you know what, all the good, all the bad, no matter what happened, it's only you.
Yeah.
Right.
So
It's
how do
only
you?
you.
Okay, so this is kind of like a first time thing for me. So how do you deal with that? Oh, like at first you're so this is it, this is a deal, this is gonna be great, this
Yeah.
is, and then slowly,
The honeymoon's over?
yeah, the layers of the onion peel away, and then it's just like you get that horrible feeling, like, am I doing the right thing? Is this?
I don't
So-
think that feeling ever goes away necessarily.
I think you
doubt
get
it.
better at managing it. So
Yeah.
I've described my entrepreneurial journey. I think I'm in my 3rd season. And so my first season's
Yeah.
the desert season. So
Yeah.
it's like, it's exciting, and then you go into like everything's dry. So, okay, I feel like I've lost everything. I feel like I've sacrificed everything. I feel like I've given everything out of myself that I can. And then
Yeah.
I think you go
Yeah.
into purging season, which is, okay, the people who don't need to be around me, or the things that I thought I wanted to do, like I don't really need to do those things. So you start
You
eliminating
need to focus.
and
gotta
getting
focus,
focused,
yeah.
right?
Yes,
And
Because
then
at first you're like this, right?
Yeah.
Your view is like this. You're like, I
Yeah.
can do everything and
Right.
anything. It's just like, oh, no. I only have so much me and so
Right.
much time. You have to close in that focus, laser focus on what
Yeah.
it is you want to do.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that you can't be interested in multiple things, but there's
Right.
only so many hours in the day and so much of yourself that you can dedicate to other things, right?
I
Before
feel
you
like I'm
start
in
to
that phase right now.
stretch
though.
yourself so thin.
I feel like I'm in that phase right now.
where you're doing too much
I'm
and
doing too
narrowing
much, and I'm trying to narrow it,
Yeah.
right? Because,
Yeah.
but to be fair, I'm only like what, a year and a half into my business.
it. Yeah.
Right. Like I haven't been like my actual
I
firm,
think
my actual
it's
law
different
practice.
for everyone. I don't know what your thoughts are on this, but I think it's different for everyone. And you know, like when I was in Trinidad, it hit for me. I was like, I'm done. I'm done. Like I don't care about your feelings. I don't care about like what you want, because my personality is that I'm like, it's our vision.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
And then it's holistic, and I want everybody to be bought in and everybody to be happy. But at the end of the day, when there's only like one or two people working at that, you can't make that whole vision come to fruition. And so you just really realize, like,
Yeah.
I am the business,
Yeah.
and I'm going to have to make some executive decisions, and those are going to be hard. But again, I need to. I mean, I'm pretty blunt. Yeah, I don't care about your feelings right now.
But it's
you
not
know?
about feelings either sometimes. And I think that sometimes as women business owners,
Yep.
you get caught up in that. And you're worried about, oh, do they like me?
Yeah, for sure.
It's not about like.
I
it's
feel like
about
I lost that
business.
in politics. I don't think I really care.
And
No?
but you
I
can't.
don't.
You can't really care because you're
No,
doing
I
what's best
don't.
for the client. And sometimes the client needs to hear a harsh truth.
Yeah.
Well,
And you need to deliver that as the outsider,
Yeah.
as the consultant.
Yeah.
And they bring you in for that reason because
Exactly.
their employees have been saying that for months and they're not listening.
Right.
But you
Yeah.
come in as a third party and say, you know what, this is what you really need to do. I know it's hard to hear, but
Yeah.
this is what's going to turn your business around into this direction.
Yeah.
And they're just like, oh, that sounds really harsh. And you're like, yes, but you need to do it now. Like it's like
Yeah.
a Band-Aid, right? Like
Yeah.
you need to
Yeah.
get it done. You
And
need to
that's
face the
just
facts.
And
The
our
now
clients
factor.
really appreciate that, right? It's when you kind of try and dance around saying something versus just saying, so look, XYZ, let's go ABC.
Right.
1, 2, 3. And then people are like, just what you're saying, it's hard to hear at first, but clearly if you have the expertise and the knowledge
Yes.
to identify the problem.
They'll
And the
respect
data. You
Right?
need data, right?
The-
That,
oh,
that,
yeah.
takes,
The
that takes
facts
the
and
feelings out of it. This
Yeah.
is not about me liking you or you being a
No.
bad person. This is about the data that backs up this executive choice.
So what do you guys think
Yeah.
about this quote that I've been seeing everywhere on Instagram, which is, get out of your feelings, there's no money in there. Do we think that this applies to this?
Maybe. In a
Yeah.
way.
I don't know. The sirens are saying yes. I don't know. Yeah.
What's really interesting, I found when I stopped.
Stop. There we go. It's only an ambulance.
Yeah, no big deal. I wonder what's happening. Should we chase it? Just kidding. I'm a lawyer. Should I be an ambulance? Just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding. No, but you know what though? Like I feel like my own. It's the weirdest thing. I've never found myself in this type of scenario before. I find that because so many of my clients are communities, like they're First Nations, that I'm so in love
Yeah.
with who they are and what they're about and everything that surrounds them, that I feel like I'm very I'm really not emotional about me or what I want to say or what I want to put forward or anything like that. I'm just super defensive and empathetic
Yeah.
about them. So when things are going down and I'll be fighting with like whoever it is, and not fighting, but it's my job, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And there's always like contention and there's always conflict. That's the only higher lawyers because there's conflict actually. But I feel like now when I advocate for something, it's so deep and it's so real, and I'm losing sleep over it and I'm gung ho about it. But I love that feeling.
Well,
I
and I
love
think
that
that's
feeling.
the difference between being somebody who, you know, I work with a lot of people who want to start their businesses. You work with a lot of people who have businesses and their social media and PR and all that. And at the end of the day, and I mean, you've interviewed like a million of them,
gazillion
like
people, yeah.
everyone. And it really comes down to like, are you truly passionate about what you're doing? And are you truly invested in the bigger picture of why you do what you do?
Right.
Or is this an income opportunity for you? And you realize that there are some people who get into business.
Yeah.
I literally signed a client this morning and she was like apprehensive. And she's like, this has nothing to do with you. I have trust issues
Yeah.
because I have thousands of dollars of debt from coaches
Yeah.
who have claimed to be able to help me and haven't been able to help me. And now I'm sitting here in a worse
Insert
position.
social media experts. Oh, yeah. Oh, Oh yeah, absolutely.
Right?
And it's hard because if you're like me,
Yeah.
what I say is that, if they've promised you such and such,
Yeah.
they're lying.
Yeah.
They're saying that to get their pockets lined,
Yeah.
and because they can't prove that that's
Yeah.
going to actually happen for
Happen.
you. What we're doing is an art and a science,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And
It's a dance.
if someone says to you, I need something to go viral, it's just that's when I start to back away. It's
Right.
just like, okay, so you don't know what that word means.
Right.
You think
Yeah.
that that's something that just happens,
Yeah,
and
it's not.
Yeah.
there's a lot of education of the client that has to go along with that, right?
Absolutely.
And then that's how you build that
And I
trust
think
and
that's a part of
credibility,
the
right?
consultation. That's part of the job, right? I think
Yeah.
that people who take that trust upon themselves. So you have a client that comes to you, you value that trust relationship,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like you value the fact that they're coming to you because they need
Your
you.
help.
They need
Yeah.
your help. They need there's some component of their life that they're missing, that little piece of education, and they're coming to you for your expertise. So if you're not going to be honest about that, if you're not going to be truthful, then honestly, like you're just really a shitty person.
But I think
Because
some
I feel
people.
like you what you do then is you almost abuse that trust
You
if you give them that false
absolutely
information.
Yeah.
abuse that trust.
People do that every day, though.
And some
Every
people
day.
don't know better in the sense if you're first starting out, sometimes you don't know what
What
you
you
can
don't
deliver.
know,
Right.
And you don't know what
yeah.
you don't know sometimes.
and you
on
don't
the
know what you
client side.
need, and you don't know what you can deliver, and you don't know, like, fake it till you make it in some cases. Not that it's right, but we've all been there at some point in time where it's like, I think I could do that.
Yeah.
Let me try. But are you humble enough to come back and say, I couldn't do that?
Right.
And it was that
Yeah.
scenario
So
this
that's
morning
Yeah.
where I had to say to this client, like, look, I'm stretching with you. I'm your partner. You're in the
Yes.
trenches. I'm coming in the
Yes.
trenches with you.
Right.
We're going to climb out together. I'm not
Together.
pulling you.
Yes.
We're going to climb out together. And
Yeah.
so I need you to meet me halfway. And if this is too scary for you, then business is going to be too scary for you.
Mm-hmm.
With all due respect.
Yeah.
Because this is the least of your worries.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
So true. So then, I mean, you're also passionate about what you do. Does it sometimes spill into like your own personal
Yep.
life? Like,
Absolutely.
it's like,
Personal
oh well,
life.
practice what you preach. I mean, you can do it
Absolutely.
so well to your so-called client, and we've just been talking about clients now, and we should just to people.
Yeah.
But when it comes to someone close to you, or your significant other, or your husband, or whatever partner, that's when it gets really. It's like all of a sudden, sometimes I'm like going, I'd rather, and I'm terrible. I'd rather not say anything, just turtle and.
Yeah, because I don't say anything anymore. I don't
Yeah.
ask unless I'm specifically
afternoon.
asked, because I find that it does not, nobody likes unsolicited advice, right? And so
Yeah.
I sit there and I listen, and I try not to say anything unless I'm specifically asked.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
I
And
just
it works.
personally had,
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
me,
Yeah.
I just had my first like reclaim my voice moment, which is I can do this very easily with my clients, but with my family and in my
Yeah.
romantic situation, oh yeah, no. And so, yeah, being able to say like, there's some things that we need to work on, and we've hit that 4-year itch, and I don't think that's a thing, but it is now. And
Okay, so speaking up for yourself, yes,
Yes.
absolutely. And I think
Yeah,
everyone should do that
But-
regardless.
But,
Yeah.
I think also just being able to say even to your partner, right, or a friend, or anybody who's in your immediate life that you care about, like, hey, I don't think this is working, or hey, I don't think this is a good look for you. And
Yeah.
I've always been that person who's willing to say like, I had a friend and she was a little bit overweight, and no, everybody was glorifying her for it. And I'm like, if you're happy and you feel good, that's none of my business. However, you're not happy and you're not feeling healthy. So let's go work out together. What do you want to do? And it took like a bad breakup for her to lose all her weight. She's like my size and taller than me now. But she then made that commitment to herself that she wanted to. She eats better than I do now. She's in the gym all the time. And she's like, thank you for being the only person who was honest with me,
Yeah.
because everybody else was like, this is okay. And again, it's not the weight. It's, do
How
you
you
feel
feel.
good?
Yeah.
Can you
Right.
maneuver through your
Yeah.
day?
Right.
Yeah.
Do you are you in pain? Are you going to the doctor and they're saying things? And that's not a size thing. There's very small people who go to the doctor and are extremely unhealthy
Yeah.
and aren't active and all of that. So I think it's hard to be honest with people.
It is.
Do you also have the experience
it
though
is.
with the ask hole? You heard of that term?
Yes.
Those are the people who ask you stuff all the
Yeah.
time and never take your
taking
advice.
Yeah.
Right? So I mean, how many times can you give someone the same piece of advice that you've been giving them since 1998, and they're just like,
Yeah.
and you're just like, dude, like I don't know what
So
else to
what do
say.
you
Tell
do
you
in
now.
that?
Yeah,
This
I've
is
already
why
said
I
everything.
pipe down and zzz anymore.
See, and
See, I'm
I,
in my 40s though. I have no
No
time for
patience.
that.
I know,
No.
my patience
When
went
you're
out
in
the
your
window when
20s
I
and
was
30s, you
42.
can humor
I
people.
turned.
You see?
20s, I definitely was like, oh my god,
Yeah.
let's talk about this.
Yeah.
and let's
Oh,
whatever.
no.
Let's drink like 2
40s,
glasses of
that's
wine while we
all
talk
I-
about
Yeah.
this.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Now I'm
40
very
is
much
over.
like, there's a saying in the Caribbean: if you don't want to see, you'll feel. So if you need to go through it, go through it.
Yes.
Who am I to
Yeah.
rob you of that
Yes.
experience
Yes.
that's
Yeah.
going to shape your character?
Yeah.
Even though I think you're stupid.
Well, I mean, but just don't always expect me to be there on the back end when you come back, especially if
know.
I've shared my advice because I care.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So I get it that you need to have your own experience
Yes,
with
of
something.
course.
But don't be so blatant, like I
Don't be
don't
so
care.
surprised.
Yeah.
Right.
When it
When
does
the obvious happens, right.
And then
Right.
you can't necessarily come crawling back to be like, oh, so you know when you told me XYZ, yeah,
That's
you
exactly
were right.
what happened. Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
expect things to be the same.
Yeah, see, I find that frustrating, right? And that's
Yeah.
why, like, at this point in my life, I got no patience. I got no
I got 10 years older.
but
Yeah,
I'll
we'll see you
tell
in 10
you,
years. I know. She'll
40,
be like,
40
yeah.
is the, what is that?
I can't wait till I hit the next decade. What's going to happen
I
then?
don't know, but
I'll
I'm like
have
you.
zero patience.
When
I
I
already
hit
have
40
zero. Is there negative zero? I don't
When I
know.
hit 40, it was just out
Yeah.
the window. I just didn't even
You know what?
entertain it
After
anymore.
that, you just lose your filter. It's not patience.
Maybe.
And then you just blur it
That's
out.
even better, maybe. So instead
I
of
know.
zipping it up, I just go, "Pff, that's the stupidest thing
Yeah.
I've ever
So
done. Or, you know, whatever. Yeah.
Like,
So as
That
someone
could be dangerous.
who's a little bit younger, as somebody who's a little bit younger, what would you guys advise to not have to wait until 40 to not have a filter and to not, be at that stage? Because I think that's what this is about, right?
Yeah.
Like we are all supposed to learn from each other. So
Yeah.
for me, I'm very much am an in my feelings person. I do take it very like, oh, they don't like me, or oh crap,
Okay,
or
yeah.
oh, they're,
Yeah.
I
See,
don't want
I
to be in
was
the same place where they are. That kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, like, I'm not the person who asks for advice. I'm the person who tends to give advice or get asked
Yeah.
for,
Yeah,
right?
I'm too.
If I'm wondering how or why I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna ask myself how or why I'm gonna do that. Like how,
Right.
what
Yeah.
the purpose is, what the plan is to get there, what are the safety nets that I can install, those kind of things.
Okay.
But I have no problem listening to you and saying, what do you think I should do? And I would say, well, here's what I think. You
Right.
can do whatever you
Take
want.
whatever
kind of thing.
you can.
Take what
thing.
you want, discard what you
I
don't need.
think
You know, kind
you'll
of thing.
Ever
But
change, Shayna.
No?
No, no.
why should you though?
I
And
want
why
to be
should
around
you?
you with no
Yes.
filter. That's all.
Yeah. But
I
I,
don't
but I
think
think
I
it
like it.
also just on a serious note, I think it comes from experience. I think that every day, every year,
My
like
sister would say I'm a real
30s
bossy type, though.
Oh really?
Oh, but only with her.
You're older?
I think that's the curse.
But
of
I don't know,
oldest.
maybe, and so you guys probably agree. I think that your 30s are very formative still. I think that you're building relationships, you're breaking relationships.
Yeah.
Like things are kind of good.
Yes.
But like it's not
You're
a
still figuring
state-
it out.
You're still really figuring it out. And
Yeah.
I don't think that anyone can tell anyone
No.
really how to get to that point because I think it only just comes from your experience.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I just don't care because I mean, like really, I don't owe you anything and you don't owe me anything, and I contribute to where I can,
And I-
like that's the essential life. That's life,
Yeah.
right?
I think
I
that
do
too,
what I can.
some people don't necessarily prescribe to the whole age thing, right? Like we all know 20-year-olds
Yeah.
who are as
Oh.
mature
Yeah.
as like 60-year-olds, and
Yeah.
some 60-year-olds
It's
or
a
whatever
life
who are
experience.
immature,
Immature,
right?
yeah.
So there's a whole other personality, emotional thing that comes into play there, and some people will never learn,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
some
And some
people
people-
at 20 have a wisdom beyond their
Beyond
years,
their
And
right?
I think it's the stages of wanting to evolve, right? So it's
Yes.
like I'm very in tune with where I'm at and things that growth areas I call them,
Yeah.
that I can focus on, and things that I'm like, wow, I really like. I remember when I used to struggle with this, and I'm really coming into my own in certain areas, and then you look at other areas and you're like, oh God, I'm so far from the mark, right?
But we're
all of us,
always-
all of
yeah,
us.
we're all
All of
growing,
us.
right?
But I
Right.
think that being in tune enough to be honest with yourself
Absolutely.
about, I really admire this in someone, or I really admire this. Like from,
Yeah.
last episode when we were talking, and I was like, I really admire you as a mom. And it's been crazy because I'm staying at my sister's right now while I'm here. and I'm like the fourth parent to my
Yes.
nieces.
Yeah.
And they go out on date night and all this kind of stuff while I'm here, and I'm like, I can handle 2 children.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
whoa, I remember when like
Would
my
you like to
first-
handle 2 more? I can give them to you today.
I
Yeah.
like babies. I like babies. But yeah,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and it's like
Good.
sometimes you feel like, could I do it?
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, I got it.
Now,
You know?
when you're with your sister, does she like treat you like the second mom? Because like me and my sister, we're very much like that. No matter whose kids is in the room, we're
Oh, that's
parenting
fine.
them.
That's
Is that,
completely
and
fine.
I don't know if that's a Caribbean thing or if it's a Filipino thing, but that's very old school, very,
Very
traditional.
old school.
Yeah.
Like the village
Like
raises
if the
your
grown-up
child.
is talking to you, it
Yeah.
doesn't matter
Oh, yeah.
whose
Doesn't
parent
matter.
it
We're
We're
is.
the same way.
You listen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
An elder
Yeah.
speaking, period.
Yes, exactly.
You,
Yeah.
you need to show
Yeah.
respect.
Oh,
And of course,
That's
your
so nice to hear.
your parents hold a little bit more weight,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Like they
Yeah.
can't say to you, "Oh, you're not my mother." You can't say to time. Excuse
Oh,
me.
try
What?
that. Try that.
Did someone
Try
say
that
that?
around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it's a different dynamic. So my oldest nephew is 18.
Okay.
And because I became an aunt at 12, and then so the next one down is 15, and there was a day where he literally was like, "You're not my mom. You can't tell me what to do." But
Wow.
I'm getting in trouble for saying this, but I'm going to speak. Upbringing, right? 2 different sets of upbringing says
Yeah.
that type of behavior is acceptable.
Yeah.
Whereas maybe had he spent a little bit more time with another set of upbringing,
Yeah.
you would have learned that you absolutely cannot talk to me
Yeah.
that way.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Yeah.
so
It's
as
all
an
rules,
individual, as an individual aunt, I need to be able to say like, you're not going to talk to me like that.
Yeah.
And set those boundaries and stuff like that. But absolutely, like my sister doesn't bat an eye. She's like, how did you get her to go to sleep? I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I told her I'd take her all her stuff if I had to come back
I
here.
love it.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
like not even I'm coming in.
Yeah.
You know what?
My
And she
sister's
goes
the
to bed.
sweet auntie.
Oh, yeah.
My sister's the sweet auntie. I'm not.
No,
I'll be the
no, I would be the bad
I'm
one.
the business auntie.
I've,
Yeah.
I've always said I
Do
will
what
be
I
the
say.
first to play with you, but I'll be the first to reprimand you.
Yeah.
All right, so let's order you a wine. Okay.
I'm good. Drink
Yeah.
my water.
Yes. All right. Liar. All right. All right. Okay. So, I don't
Safe
know.
travels?
This is like safe travel.
Are you not here for one more day? Like one
Oh
more
yeah,
episode?
I'm here for like another
Yeah.
week or so,
Yeah.
but
You might see Shayna, but
So we're not
we know
sure.
that she's
Okay.
really
I'll
relaxing.
be back
and,
in like October.
yes,
Yeah.
on the beach.
Yes.
All right. Well,
Well, I think I need to make it to Miami.
Come
I'm
on,
not even kidding you.
up, down.
You'll stop
up,
off that
up,
plane and you'll be like, okay, I need to go back right now. This is too cold.
No, it's gonna
Yes.
all right. Wow. You know what? I think we covered a lot today.
Yes.
My head's spinning.
I know. This was
I
good.
know.
Always a good
It's
conversation.
always
I
a
know.
good
I
conversation.
know.
Absolutely.
And then we had sirens. We had my goodness.
Shotgun.
Like
Hashtag
you guys,
urban life.
yeah. Like construction all the time.
Yes.
All right, yes.
It's our downtown busy. I love it.
Yes.
Oh.
In the
So
heart of
nice.
downtown.
That's
Yeah.
probably one of the last evenings we can
Really sit on the patio
yeah.
and enjoy it.
Enjoy it.
No, it's
Yeah.
beautiful. So here's to summer, girls.
Here's
Here's
to
to
summer.
Cheers.
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 Summers and friendship.
Yes.
Yay.